Welcome everyone to this webinar hosted by the NPCC. We will talk today about how to improve your cash conversion cycle. We'll talk about cash flow. Our guests will really give us a good insight about that. And for a smooth broadcast, kindly note that all your microphones are muted. And my colleague Shalini Matavan will let you know when you can start sending questions in the chat box on the right of your screen. And our guest speaker today is Yukitoshi Tanno from Aggregator Japan. You are a management consultant. Yuki-san, this is how we call you, Yuki-san. You have come to Mauritius twice with the Japan Productivity Center, and a few companies have then benefited from your expertise. We felt it was an opportunity to learn from you again, and we thank you for this morning webinar. Yuki Tanno has over 20 years of experience in supply chain, strategy, and innovation in leading companies in Japan, US, and UK, like Japan Airlines, GE Healthcare, Amazon. But before passing on to Yuki-san, allow me to ask Mr. Ashit Kumar Ganga, Executive Director of the NPCC, to say a few words.
Thank you, Françoise. It is indeed a pleasure and privilege for me to welcome all the participants to this webinar on the theme, Improving Your Cash Conversion Cycle by Mr. Yukitoshi Tanno, Chief Executive of Aggregator. Tanno-san, please accept our deeper thanks and appreciation for acceding to our request to host this webinar. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to negatively impact the global economy, governments have rapidly responded to the crisis with public health initiatives and economic stimulus to support both the citizen and businesses. Uncertainty is so high that it is more than ever important for struggling businesses to craft a strategic plan to address the issues of liquidity and mitigate the impact of the economic downturn. While it is imperative for them to protect their employees and be relevant to their customers, they also need to safeguard the future of the organization. They have to build business resilience, and one of the key issues to be addressed is cash flow. Cash flow can have an immediate impact on the survival of the company, how quickly it rebounds from the global downturn, and its financial health to sustainably move forward. I believe that cash flow is one of the most critical components for an organization to get out of this crisis situation. There is an old adage about business that cash is king. If this is true, then cash flow is the blood that keeps the heart of the kingdom pumping. Now the question is, who generates the blood? Is it our people? If yes, then it is critical for businesses to have the right people in the right place to deliver innovative solutions and excellent service experiences for customers. However, we notice that for majority of businesses, investment is made in bringing ideas and innovations to market, whereas consideration around people is very often neglected. In good times, businesses often find time and finance are the main barriers to focus on people. But in bad times, there is no cash to invest in people. It is therefore important to systematically invest in talent development so that our people can carry us in bad times. I look forward that Tanno-san will guide us to strike the right balance to come out of this unprecedented crisis rapidly. Thank you again, Tanno-san. Over to you now.
Thank you, Mr. Ganga. I would like to switch the screen on my presentation. Can you see my screen? Okay, let's start. My name is Yukitoshi Tanno, Yuki Tanno. Call me Yuki. I'm a management consultant from Japan. Let me introduce my self-introduction a little bit. As already explained, I've been involved over the 20 years in the international business. Past 7 years, I've involved in helping SME. I am certified Japan government certified SME consultant. Today, I would like to share with you a little bit about cash management, Japanese style methodology, including visible management. Let's move on to the first questions. Okay. From my side, I would like to ask you of all, what is the most critical KPI for your business? If you have a smartphone, you can access to this QR code, or Shalini provide some of the link to reply the answer. I can show you the questionnaire site. Can you access this questionnaire? Move on to the first questions. Okay, here is several choices. You can choose multiply, and if there is no choice, you can put on others. Sorry on the screen in Japanese, but I believe you can see the another choice. You can type your comment. If you complete the input, go down to the bottom, send it. I will give you 1 minute. Can you follow my instructions? Oh, I received just one answer. Yes, because of my title is yes, converting cash. Therefore, the one yes person reply the cash. Oh, customer. Oh, wow. Cash is 3 sales, customer, cost, no cost, vision. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to my presentation. Yes, as Mr. Ganga mentioned, cash is the king. And cash flow is queen, someone said. Especially in the critical situation suffered from COVID-19 virus. If you have enough cash, you can survive under disaster as well as rapid changing circumstances. Cash flow is a result of cash generating activities. Do you agree with that? Move on to second questions. Same. Access to the questionnaire site. Scan the QR code. And if you, yes, I will switch to the questionnaire site again. Here's the second questions. Yes, if you believe the cash is important factors, How frequently do you measure the cash profit for your business? Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, half year, yearly? If you answer more than quarter and beyond, please answer to second question 2. Why does it take so long? And if you complete, go down to the bottom and send it. Wow. Monthly 44%. Weekly 44. Half years, quarters. Total 18 reply. Let me wait a few more seconds. Still the same. Okay. Go back to my presentations. Yes, most of you are watching your performance weekly, daily, weekly. Yes, it is very healthy, I think. Okay, this is my view. If you if you are pilot, you have to fly under stormy weather. Would you prefer to flying blind, or instrument flying? Of course, answer is instrument flying. Without clear visibility or guidance from the instrument, you will not able to reach your destination. With poor visibility, if you continue to fly, the fuel will run out and you will crash. How about your company? Does the pilot have a clear vision? Okay, let me move on to the main topics regarding the cash conversion mechanism. This shows a typical business operation model from supplier to customer. In the beginning, you will need invest small money, cash, to purchase material from supplier. You need to put material into the production process. Your enterprise resources such as employee, machine, intangible asset will apply to the process to add value on the finished goods. Finished goods, products, services delivered to a customer. In return, the customer will pay the money to your company. Out of the cash received, you have to pay for the material as a variable cost. Sales minus variable cost is called margin. Yes, sales minus variable cost called margin. From the margin, fixed costs such as labor cost, other manufacturing cost, and selling costs subtract. Remaining money is called gain. Here is the key learnings. Cash inflow will be generated only after the point of the delivery to customer. All operation activity should align to customer delivery is the key learnings. Let me summarize the structures from sales revenue into gain based on the chart upper side. Sales minus variable cost is margin. Sales minus variable cost is margins. Variable cost is cash outflow expense, such as materials. Margin minus fixed cost is gain. Fixed costs are all expenses except variable. If margin is greater than the fixed cost, you will get gain plus cash flow. Here is a simple guide on how to make money. First, short-term lead time to customer delivery equals increasing cash conversion speed to maximize sales revenue. Second, minimize variable cost in order to maximize margin. Okay. Third, minimize fixed cost. That brings exceed break-even point, resulting maximizing gain. Let me explain what is the break-even point is. Break-even point is the point that the gain is zero, which means gain is zero, the margin equal fixed cost is the point. Okay, let me explain again what is the variable and the fixed cost. Fixed cost is if the sales goes up, cost doesn't increase the fixed cost. If sales goes up, the cost increase is a variable cost. Okay. After the break-even point, you can gain. Before break-even point, you will lose. This is the basics. Based on the guide, let me examine a case study about a XYZ company. Here is the conditions. XYZ company monthly max capacity, production capacity is 100 units. Break-even point capacity is 80. Production line consists of A line and B line. A and B is in the series, which means if you put the materials processed on A line, then goes to the B line, and the finished good comes up from B line. And at this moment, capability of A and B line are balanced. Case A, actions. Purchasing group buy 6 months volume of materials in bulk at a 10% discount and paid in cash. Based on the guideline, do you recommend these actions or not recommend these actions? Let's think just five seconds. My response is I don't recommend, because based on the criteria first, okay, this action not relevant to customer delivery. Okay. Second, seems like a slight reduction in the material cost. However, huge cash is reserved to inventory and withdrawn from your bank account to a supplier. Moreover, you have received a bunch of the inventory. Inventory management cost will increase. How about the second actions? You purchased brand new and high efficiency machine and implement it into A line. However, there is no change in B line. Response is, I don't recommend this because this also not relevant to the customer delivery. Capability of the airline will be increased, but I may say over capability. Therefore, the B line will be a bottleneck. Backlog, work in progress, will be piled between A and B line. WIP, work in progress, is another type of the waste usage of cash. How about these actions? This is the following question from action B. Surplus resources of A line are allocated into B line to reduce WIP. My response is recommend, do it, because it is relevant to action to expedite customer delivery. Sales will increase. WIP will be reduced. Action D. This month, production already achieved a break-even point capacity. One of the customer asked an additional order of the 10 unit with 10% discount. The discount price will still cover all variable cost and some part of fixed cost. How about your response? Do it. Relevant to customer delivery. Sales will goes up. You can maximize the margin and gain. Okay, move to the third question. Now you understand the guideline. Can you comply with this guideline easily? If yes, tell me your best practice. If not, what's the problem? Go back to this site. Click on, yes, scan the QR code and answer again to the third question. Yes, you answer if yes. Please go to question 1. Tell me your best practice. If your answer is no, go to third question 2. What's the problem? And send it. Okay. Okay, no cash flow. Yes, 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 yes. Lack of support. We do not have an appropriate way to do it. Busy with sales. Okay. Cash investment. Okay, will wait for few answer. Mm-hmm. No, 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 no. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. My products are sold in store currently with okay, current COVID lockdown. Store are closed. Decrease the time to customer delivery. We will need to find the innovative way to deliver. Okay, product. Inventory management due to exchange rate fluctuations. Okay. Thank you very much. Go back to my presentations. Okay, there is several, response, positive best practice, as well as the program. Thank you for your response. I pick up at one slide. Okay. Often case, such a disconnection happened between management and operations. Management always talks the performance in monetary term, dollar, yen, but operation talks in quantity numbers. They make a plan and work based on the quantity volume. There is a huge gap looking at the same operations, but you are talking different way. This is one of the source of disconnections. Other solutions. Let me introduce MQ accounting as a common language. MQ accounting is one of the graphical equations for making money. I believe this is Japanese unique. Key is the Q, quantity, is a connecting number between management and operations. Ordinarily, if you look at the financial statement, do you have any number, volume information in there? Normally not. Not only the Q, quantity, most importantly, based on the discussion previously, Q should be quantity sold or quantity shipped to customer. Okay. Another important factor is you can see left-hand side. P and V and M. Okay. P is selling price per unit or per quantity. Variable cost V should be variable cost per unit. P minus V means profit margins. Profit margin called value added per quantity. Okay. Once you identify those structure by each unit, and you got quantity number, you can translate into the ordinary P&L, profit and loss information like this. PQ is the sales. price times quantity. VQ is a total variable cost. Okay. PQ minus VQ equals MQ. It's total margin. Okay. And the last thing is F is a fixed cost. Fixed cost is all cost except variable. Okay. And MQ minus F is margin. All right, this is the basics. The goal is to maximize the G. You have to control, or only 4 factors you can control. Okay, let's move on how it works. Here is the structure, profit cost structure for one merchandise, one product. Price, $2,700. Variable cost is $1,400. P minus V is the margin. Okay, here's a quiz. If your operation have fixed cost is $18,200, how many units you have to sell? Do you have answer? It looks a little bit complicated, but this is the way how you can count. Okay. If you shipped 1 unit, you will earn one margin, $1,300. Second, third. Okay. So divide 18,200 divided by 1,300, 14 unit. Okay. 14 unit times selling price will be $37,800. This is called break-even sales. Break-even sales revenue. Okay. If you sell one more, you will get $1,300 as a gain. Okay. If you sell 70 items sold, how much you can get? 2 more, which means $3,900. Do you think it's easy? Okay. How about this? At this moment, unfortunately, the company is suffering 200 loss. Structure is here. Price, variable cost, current position of the selling positions. 50 units was sold, shipped out. How to eliminate loss, compensate loss? Several ways. Here is answer. If you have only the pricing actions, you need to increase the price $4. You are working on the variable cost, you need to reduce variable cost $4. If you try to increase the quantity, you need more 34 units sold. Okay. For the fixed cost, you have to reduce 20 costs down. It is almost 40% of the fixed cost. Like this, you can easily understand the target guideline of the improvement. Okay, here is the simulation, yes, format. Okay, if you have data, you can simplify the model here. Immediately, you will simulate how to manage, how to compensate loss of 200. But I would like to recommend focus on unnecessary cost first. Okay. Move on to the next slide. Now you understand the basic approach, but I will explain the process, how to implement the steps, how to implement the data methodology into your operations. I recommend simple 3 steps. First, define profit cost structure. Second, valuation, visualization. And third, get people involved. First, define profit loss structures. Okay. Define 4 factors based on the sales database and financial statement. Okay. In order to make everything simple, I would recommend the variable cost is limit only the material cost. Few options. Outsourcing, transportation cost might be one of the options. But please remind, make it simple as possible. Start small, try and learn, brush up little by little. Anyway, please start quickly from very small portion. Second, visualization. Visualization is one of the key. This is the typical example. I always explain shop floor worker. Yes, here is, as you're familiar right now, fixed cost. Again, this is the goal to achieve. We need to track MQ margin. Okay, this is the planned line. Here is the fixed cost line. Fixed cost line, we call it fixed cost is living expense, like food, clothes, housing, including namely the salary. You need to at least achieve over this level. It is very easy to understand for everyone. The final is how to get people involved. Some of you are already familiar with the brainstorming, but I encourage the team to discuss, brainstorm, how to improve delivery, how to increase the sales, how to reduce the cost related to variable or fixed cost. One of the key is ECRS, eliminate, combine, rearrange, simplify. But number one priority, I would like you to focus on eliminate irrelevant process to expedite the delivery and maximize the gain. This is the last slide. Sometimes, yes, the miracle, I face a miracle. This is the case, my client. A day before last day of the January 2019. A day before the last day of the budget closing. One of the shop floor leader asked everyone, report status of the work in progress. Every staff is report back to the leaders. Leader picked up the 5 work in process product. Leader asked us, why don't we concentrate on to complete this 5 product? The people work together and share, okay, people work together to complete them. As a result, 5 more shipping has been completed. They achieved the target budget. This is because they are highly motivated, but one of the key success factors is they monitor the progress of the work every day. Therefore, they achieve the budget at the last moment. Without this information, I believe they could not never achieve the budget. Okay, this is my presentation. Thank you for your listening. Okay, again, currently the online remote consulting available from Japan. If you are interested, please contact NPCC. Thank you very much. Let's switch on the Q&A session.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Yuki-san, for this very interesting presentation. So maybe while we're waiting for questions, I will shoot the first one to you. What kind of variable cost should be decreased first to increase profit?
Variable cost. First, yes, the most for the manufacturing variable cost is material purchase. Okay, and nowadays it is very difficult. The most of the materials goes up. Okay, so I would like you to focus on not only the pricing. Is there any wastage of the materials? Okay, try to discuss with your team waste of the materials, or is there any smart way to purchase? It's one of the recommendations.
Okay. Maybe all the attendees, the viewers, I mean, if you have any questions, please put on the chat box. So I will channel it to Yuki-san. But Yuki-san, are there also some strategies to reduce the fixed costs, for example, in the manufacturing business?
Okay, fixed cost. Maybe you need to deep dive on the expenditure, database of the expenditure. Okay, on the fixed cost. The first priority is other than the labor. Okay, the most probably the 80% item, 20% item, 20-80, the rule. You need to focus on the 80% expenditure, deep dive onto the details. It's one of the approach from financial statement. The other approaches, please look at your shop floor or operations. Is there any waste materials? Is there any unnecessary machine? Is there any unused warehouse or space? Okay. Please start from that point of view. If you find waste, throw it, downsize, you can minimize fixed cost.
Okay. What, according to you, would be the most important KPIs for a business to monitor if they want to ensure a good cash conversion?
Please say again the questions.
What would be the most important KPIs, so key performance indicators for a business to monitor? And maybe I will add to this question, will KPIs differ for a service and a manufacturing, between service and manufacturing?
Okay. As again, I will share with my monitor again. Okay. It varied based on, yes, it varied based on the company situations. Okay. It is not a single major reason or factors. You need to consider, you need to discuss with the team what kind of the action you have to take. Most important factor is gain, final remaining cash. But in order to increase the remaining cash, there are a bunch of the way to realize that. Did I answer the questions?
Yes. I think you put a lot of emphasis as well on the people. So one of the attendees, of the viewers today, is talking about training of the labor. How can this training, I mean, a good training of the labor force reduce the cost? Maybe based on what is being done in Japan. Can you explain?
Okay. For labor, the people is one of the key. Okay. In order to, how to say, improve, or in order to improve the cash flow, who is the take responsibility is the people in the front line. Okay. The case we are talking about action B, yes. Action B, if A line have the enough excess capability, but B line is the bottleneck, okay, you have to train the people this mechanism, okay, and if they understand the relation between bottleneck, excess, and the speed of the ship out, you need to train the people, cross-training and multi-skilled trainers. Okay, if airline should be they manage also the B line. B line people can work at L line. You can cross-train, yes, based on the, how to say, capability, based on the production condition, you will flexibly reallocate the people in order to maximize output. Not from the, how to say, training centers. We'll recommend the team at the shop floor talk each other and encourage them to find out what is most, more better solutions. They have to learn by themselves. That will be the learning organization, I believe.
That's interesting to think that the management, for example, will discuss also with the workers about problems of cash flow, and will ask them for their help to determine exactly where they can find more cash and when they can reduce the waste and save costs. That's quite interesting. Maybe one last question, Yuki-san. What would you advise as a strategy for an SME in the current time? Should they focus on increasing sales, decrease costs? So what would you say is the best, or I mean, the good practices about a strategy for an SME when we have this COVID?
Yes. Okay. First, please measure speed of shipment, delivery. Okay, because the delivery to customer is only the point to generate cash. Once you identify it, you need to break down what kind of the process consists, yes, helping to increase the shipment. Okay, any other activity not relevant to increase the shipment, remove it, stop it. You will get, how do you say, you will reduce unnecessary cost, expense, or save space. Okay, that is a starting point, one. Second, because of the quicker delivery, or as a result, lowering your operational expense, you can offer better pricing to customer, right? This is the basic approach. But practically, okay, you should start even, how to say, not 100% sure, but 60% sure, you should build up cost structure model first and apply to your operations and start thinking with your team is my recommendation.